I went to the window hollering for help, and I had to jump out the window.
There's been a string of deadly apartment fires in Milwaukee with no sprinklers in the building. Now Milwaukee's fire chief is demanding a change in state law.
Current law requires multifamily buildings built after 1974 to have sprinklers, but a vast majority of the buildings in Milwaukee were built before that. Democratic State Senator LaTanya Johnson has introduced legislation to allow municipalities to make their own rules, but the bill has gone nowhere.
Aaron Lipsky is Milwaukee's fire chief, and he joins us now. Chief Lipsky, welcome to Upfront.
Thank you for having me.
So let's talk about what the current state law is preventing you or the city from actually doing with this issue.
Sure. So what we have is the evolution of the building code system, or the fire code. One code that we lag behind here is the ability to put in fire safety measures to existing buildings or buildings that exist prior to the promulgation of a new code. On the sprinkler code, we have no authority in the city to compel somebody retroactively to install sprinklers in their buildings.
You've addressed the opposition head on. We asked Speaker Voss about this recently, who has a lot of power over what bills move in the legislature, what bills don't. I want to take a listen to what he told us recently.
People are worried about the price of rent. You know, the ability to go back and say to the landlord, you're not going to be able to raise rents, but you're going to have to put on all this new equipment. Well, that's not free. So either the landlord eats it, which is not realistic because they won't invest in their building, or the tenant has to pay higher rents. So that's the free market. If you want that, you go into a building that has those amenities. If you don't, you say, I want the cheaper rent, and this is the balance. So I really don't think the government mandating it does anything more than drive more people out of affordable housing, and that's not a goal any of us should have.
Your response to that?
Well, let me start out by saying I have a tremendous amount of respect for Speaker Voss. And I will tell you that you heard right there, the affordable housing, right? And why is it that fire suppression and fire safety takes a back seat to all the other concerns all the time? Why is it that us attempting to just have a conversation about this is met with vociferous opposition from the most powerful man in our state government? How is that possible? But the concept of, hey, we want to reduce the amount of stairwells in a building to one so we can sell a little bit more real estate per floor, boom, that gets heard right away. How is that possible? Against fire service opposition from top to bottom, every organization pushing back against single stairwells, it gets heard. It gets an audience right away. Us even trying to have a conversation about sprinklers, not even going to allow it to be heard, not even going to allow it to have a conversation.
I was going to say, have you had any renewed talks with any state lawmakers about this issue in recent days or weeks?
Not in recent days, but you reference Senator LaTanya Johnson and the mayor of Milwaukee and a number of other leaders. Dora Drake was there, and I'm going to miss somebody, and I apologize for that, but they came forth with a kind of a three-part plan and at least introduced the conversation. I'm optimistic that people are at least talking about it. Am I optimistic that that ends up in some big victory? I'd be lying if I said I am. I'm not optimistic about it, but we have to keep the conversation going.
To your optimism, or lack thereof, I guess, in the legislature, if nothing does happen, what is your next step in this?
We keep pushing. We keep trying. And we keep educating, but we're going to keep talking about it. And if that's uncomfortable, then it's uncomfortable.
Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky. Chief, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Up next, the big shakeup in the governor's race. Tom Tiffany telling us how he found out President Trump endorsed him.